Good day, viewer. Here I'm demoing my second networking project, which built off the first project of the chat client. That project is consisting of a client side which connected to the server, and the server, of course, keeping track of all the clients connected and allowing them to communicate with each other via the server. The second project here had us implement an authorization service requiring users to log in to registered accounts in order to gain access to the ability to join rooms and chat with others. Of course, in addition to logging into a registered account, they can register new accounts for that same purpose. The accounts in this project we keep track of in an SQL database, and communication between the authorization server and the chat server. Information passed back and forth uses Google protobufs, which I created my custom protobuf. Jumping right into the main pipeline with how messages start from the client, go to the server, to the authorization server, and all the way back through. We have the chat server side here, checking which command the user called. Of course, this stuff here is from the previous project, and these are the two new commands for the second installment. We have a register for creating a new account and an authenticate for logging in. Both of them share very similar syntax, where these commands will be followed by the email they want to log in with, and then the password. Starting with register here, client requesting to create a new account creates the protobuf object to store all the information for the request that gets sent to the authorization server. So it sets in the email, the plain text password, and does a quick check, make sure that there were actually two separate tokens after the initial command call. And then it packs it up and sends it to the server. It does keep track of which client sent the request by setting in just an integer ID, which is just the socket ID. Very simple, but it works. But after this gets sent to the server, the authorization server that is, we give it the message type, of course, and message type 1 is the create account. So it runs through this, deserializes the data sent over, so we can access all the info that was sent. We quickly check if there's an already existing account associated with that email, and return account already exists if so, and then respond to the client accordingly. If not, do a quick check to make sure the password's at least 4 long. That's a requirement, I guess. And then we add the account. It's pretty simple adding it to the SQL database. The only unique thing is the hashing and the salt. Salt, very, I mean, it works, but I'm sure it's a very naive way to generate a salt, best using rand. But it works. Generates salt, adds it to the front side of the password, hashes it, and then stores the hashed password in the database in addition to the salt that was generated. So whenever we try to log into this account again, we will attach the salt to that password that you attempt to log in with, and then we compare that hashed password with the hashed password stored in the database. Very secure, surely. And then after we add the account successfully, we return a success to the server here, which returns it back to the client. In the server here, these are the range of messages that deal with responses from the authorization server. So 9 is a account register success, followed by the failure, and then authorization success for 11, followed by a failure at 12. I can quickly run through the authorization. It's very similar. Right about there. So again, it creates the correct protobuf object. That's email, plain text password, same deal, checks if both those parameters are indeed there. Request IDs, the socket int, packs it up, blah, 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 sends it to the server. Unpacks it. Make sure it does a quick check, make sure the account exists first. And then if it does, then we actually get the proper account, and it returns the user ID here, or a negative value otherwise, indicating some error that we deal with here. And if it's success, we update the one of the tables with the last login timestamp. And we also return the creation date for the account as well. So yeah, I'm rambling. I'm just going to hop right into the demo here because it's much easier to show all this. So we're going to start with starting up the auth server, which it starts off by connecting to the SQL database, and then it opens up the listen socket for the chat server. So next we'll open up the chat server, and it connects to the authorization server correctly, and it opens up its listen socket for clients. So open up a client here. It's odd. Oh, there we go. All right. It's a little janky, but what's cool project isn't. But anyways, as previous, we could always try to start off with nickname as we did in the previous project. And it will inform us that we're not authorized yet and tells us to log in with authorize or create a new account with register. So we can try registering here. So we're going to create an account called testaccount@gmail.com and have the password just be pass1234. And it informs that the registration was successful. So then we can authenticate. And it informs us that the authentication was successful, tells us when the account was created, and now we can proceed on with nicknaming. And then join your. Amazing. Now I'm going to start on the chat client here. Register another account. Registration successful. Now, of course, we type in the wrong password. It's going to let us know that is an invalid login. But correct password does let us in. Then we can join for. Oh, gotta set nickname. My bad. Very creative nicknames, I know. And there we go. And we can chat to the other people there. That about concludes the video here. It's run a little long, but I always find myself rambling when trying to explain the coding part. But anyways, yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.